One of the things we do early on with titanium customers is to get their materials organized in buckets, to put everything in a category so that when the part needs to be found either for attaching to a service or for the technician to find the part on the iPad in order to replenish it, there's a nice bucket for the tech to go into to look for that. So what we've done is we've created these pretty extensive lists. Now this is an example of this is a list of materials that were purchased from I think it was Universal Supply in New Jersey. Everything they've bought over the last 2 years or 3 years. We created a spreadsheet where we can then analyze each one of the parts on here to see where they're at and how to organize them. Here's a coin key for an air vent. All right, where would you file that under? Baseboard heat for HVAC, right? Of course. So how would you do that? So you could type in baseboard and boiler's baseboard. Perfect, comes right in. All right, here's one here, a primer, purple primer. That's going to be under solvents and sealants, or it's going to be in consumables. So consumables has a lot of different subcategories under it. I would put it under solvents and sealants, right here. It's just like taking a 5-gallon bucket of fittings and dumping it on the ground and then organizing those fittings into slots. For example, here's a 3/4 inch black pipe, elbow. Where does it go? It goes into fittings, black, elbow. So how would you find that? If you type in fittings, you're going to go to fittings black. That's coming up first, fortunately, and you go down to 3/4. Boom, done. So when the tech wants to find a black fitting now, he'll have a category on the iPad. He can type in fittings. He can choose black. He can choose fittings copper, fittings PVC, whatever. And they can sort down to the size. When he hits 1/2 inch size, you can scroll over and then actually pick a 90, a T, a coupling, whatever it was that he needed, assign that, and that can go into a replenishment list for him. The idea here is how do we get the materials back into the truck as quickly as possible and accurately as possible? And number two, how do we make sure that we're charging the right amount for that material? Those are two components that can that can drive efficiency and profitability, which means more money in the technician's pocket and the company. Customers are happier because no one's having to leave to go to Home Depot to buy a 1/2 inch black 90.